for you to be arrested for homicide. Mark my word, you are in a lot of trouble.
This is 35-year-old Samantha Scott, the nanny and mistress of former MLB pitcher Dan Serafini. This case happened in 2021 in Lake Tahoe, California. Serafini shot his father and mother-in-law twice in the head.
The only time that you've turned your phone off for a long period of time is during a homicide where you drove the suspect.
Wood survived the attack but died 2 years later. Scott drove Serafini to the crime scene and initially told police she thought she was taking him to buy CC. But detectives confronted her with cell phone data, placing her at the murder scene. She later admitted Serafini confessed to her that he pulled the trigger, and she helped him dispose of the gun. In the end of this interrogation, you will find out her sentence.
So I would say we'll start with kind of some of the biggest questions that we have. I mean, there's a lot of, like I said earlier, there's a lot of details that we would like to know, things that only the people in that inner circle will know. We're on the outside looking in. But the really crucial things are when you took a trip to Elko, to Crescent Valley, and your phone left and went to Homewood and back, and you said that you were not with your phone. Can you explain?
I was with my phone. I went from the Red Lion Hotel
Okay.
to Crescent Valley, and then up there, and then I came back.
Okay. So you so you got there, you drove by yourself?
From the Red Lion, I drove by myself.
How about to the Red Lion when you first went up there?
Yes, I was by myself.
And that was in your Subaru?
Correct.
Okay. And you went to the Red Lion, and what happened next? You were going there for
So is
what
that,
reason?
just for clarification, is that June 4th? My memory.
I don't know.
So it's a Friday, Saturday, right?
I believe so. I mean.
Okay, so you drove up on what day? Friday?
Friday, correct.
Friday, okay. And then I actually missed what you guys were talking about. On Saturday, you went to Crescent Valley and back? Is that what you mean?
On Saturday, I left the Red Lion. I went to Crescent Valley.
Okay. And what did you do there?
In Crescent Valley, I was just there momentarily, and then I left and went to Tahoe.
You went to Tahoe. Did you see Danny there?
Yes.
At the trailer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you drove to Tahoe?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what did you do in Tahoe?
I went to the little stores there. There's that public beach I went to for a bit, and then I got dinner, and then I went back to the beach that's up there.
Did you ever go back to Elko?
Mm-hmm. Afterwards.
Afterwards?
Yeah, in the evening.
Okay. And you were by yourself?
No, I went with Dan.
Danny went with you to Tahoe?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you guys drove together?
Correct.
Did you drive or did he drive?
I drove.
Okay. Was he ever out of your sight?
Yes.
And how long was that?
I'm fuzzy on the time frame for how long ago it was. But when I went to the little stores, we split up, and that's when I went to the little stores, to the beach, back to the stores to get dinner, back to the beach, and then back to the little stores.
Okay, and so we can go with an estimate time. What time do you think you separated from Danny on the Saturday?
I'm not sure.
Was it late afternoon? Was it morning?
I would say it would be later afternoon.
Okay.
I mean, you take a look
was it
and
still
see my
sunny
cell
out?
phone. Yes.
Okay, and then about what time did you pick Danny up?
I want to say maybe 9:30.
9 or 9:30?
Mm-hmm.
And how did you know where to pick him up, or how did you guys?
Just at the little shops I dropped him off at.
Did he say what time he was going to be back, or?
No. I didn't know. I just went to get dinner, and then I went and, like I said, to the beach, and then when it got dark and it got cold because it's Tahoe, I went back to the shops.
Okay, and then you guys drove back to, after you picked him up like 9-ish, you guys drove back to Elko?
I drove back to Elko. I dropped him off at his trailer because he said he had to work.
In Crescent Valley?
Correct.
Okay.
Or check in at work, or I'm not sure.
And we briefly touched on this when we were at your place this morning, and it does have some bearing on what's going on, but are you and Danny together, or is it a sexual thing, or just friends?
So we're friends. I mean, their family. I'm very close with Erin, and I'm very close with Dan. There's a recent flirtation going on, which I'm sure you'll see in my phone.
With Dan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not Aaron?
No, not with Aaron. We always joke around that we're like a throuple because he always complains that he has 2 wives because we're like,
got it.
Make us a drink and dinner and.
Yes. Okay. So with all that said,
Mhm.
I mean, and you know why we're here, and you've seen the video.
I honestly truly believe I don't believe they do this. And I understand you told me that you believe, or maybe I'm being manipulated into it. I don't know, I just don't see this of them.
Okay.
And what I was told was he was going to pick up a package, which is something normal I hear from him. So I didn't really
Have you
think
ever
too much of it.
taken a road trip with him before?
Yeah, but
Sorry.
I've traveled to horse shows and that type of
Horse
stuff.
shows,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, that's about it. That's actually
Okay.
it.
So what was the reason for the travel to Elko in Crescent Valley in the first place?
So originally he had asked me to go because he wanted to surprise Erin with a new truck.
Okay.
Because she had always had a Dodge, and he wanted to try and get her a Ford. And since I travel to all the horse shows and sit in the car with her a lot, he was like, "Can you come help me pick something out you know she'd like?" And I was like, "Yeah, cool. I want to buy a truck one day. I'd like to go test drive everything I can't afford."
Okay.
And then I ended up breaking up with someone, and he was like, "Well, my friends on the paramedic team, they're having a party because someone's quitting or leaving."
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, "You can come up and party with us, and then we'll go do the trucks the next day."
Did you guys do that?
No, I
No.
was hungover, and then just didn't do that.
Do you remember what Danny was wearing?
Mm-mm.
Do you remember what you were wearing?
No. These leggings. I wear them every day,
Okay.
basically. I have 10 of them.
Do you remember what license plate was on your car?
No. My old one, I don't remember what it is though.
When did you change it, do you think?
When I bought it from my dad.
Okay.
I've been buying it for the past couple of years from him. And so when we officially finished my payments to
Okay.
him.
So when you paid it off, you got the new plates on there?
Mm-hmm. And it's my horse's name, so.
Was that after this trip to Elko and Crescent Valley and Tahoe, or before that you paid it off and changed the license plate?
I think it was in process during that time already, because I like pre-ordered it,
Okay.
and then didn't realize it took like a month to get an appointment at the DMV.
Do you remember in Tahoe, I'm going to write them down so I don't forget, what shops you went to or where you parked?
I don't remember the little boutiques. I know one was like a bath bomb store. And it was a few in that shopping area.
Do you remember where you dropped him off?
Uh,
Like if we looked on Google Earth or maps, could you point out where you dropped him off?
Just on that side there by all the little shops, kind of at the beginning. There's, I think,
So did you guys come down 267 or 89?
I don't know. Can you?
Did you go through the mouse hole, through Truckee, through the mouse hole, and then?
I don't know. But yes, through Truckee, I guess.
Okay.
Do you know where they do all the river rafting and you travel along the river and then it goes kind of right to
Mhm.
Westlake,
Yes.
Sunnyside, and then left towards like Tahoe City where there's shops and things like that? Or straight rather?
I think on the river and then just to the shops. I don't know the area.
Do you know like there's
That one.
are there restaurants and things like that in the area where the shops were that you went to?
Small ones, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you dropped him off where? Near
On the side.
On the side by the Y? Did he say why he wanted to get out of the car?
No, he just said he had to pick something up.
And what did you think he meant by that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. So you drop him off at about what time?
I'm not sure. In the afternoon, it was still sunny.
Still sunny, okay.
I don't know the exact times.
And then,
when I got there.
so you go to dinner, you go to boutiques, you go to the beach,
Mhm.
and then how do you know exactly when to pick him up?
I didn't.
So did you just wait for him, or was he waiting for you?
I waited.
Where did you wait?
The same area,
Were you in like the parking lot of a business or parked on the side of the road?
side of the road.
And then did he just show up, or how did that?
Hmm.
Did he have his phone with him?
Not that I am aware of. I don't know.
Have you ever seen him travel without his phone?
Not that I'm aware of. He's not really on it that much, so it's not what I don't pay
Okay,
attention.
no problem. Did he, well, to back up real quick, what was the decision to go to Tahoe?
He asked if I would just drive because he had to pick something up and he was feeling hungover, and I was there, and I was like, yeah.
Okay.
I always like to drive and like be with my friend. And
Did he have anything with him?
No.
Nothing like that?
Mm-mm.
Was there anybody else with you guys?
No.
Did you guys end up going and partying with any of his friends or hanging out with anybody else?
When I arrived Friday, I went to the Red Lion, and he was already with his friends, and he came back to get me, but they all decided to go home, so no.
Okay.
And I heard him on the phone with them, and
Okay. And then when you drove to Tahoe, it was just the two of you. There was nobody else in the car.
correct.
And you had your phone when you drove to Tahoe?
Correct.
Okay. Did you not have your phone at any time, or was it always with you?
I always had it.
Okay.
Has anybody ever used your phone?
I mean, people borrow it like a friend to make a phone call, but
No one knows your passcode, or?
I don't know. I don't believe so. But I mean, it's my passcode for everything, so maybe. But I don't believe he took my phone.
So the phone shows going towards Homewood. Did you go towards Homewood?
I don't know the area, or I don't know where home.
Do you want me to get a
starts.
computer that would show a map?
Yes, please.
Hang on.
Do you hang out in Tahoe quite a bit?
Yes, I do, but usually incline. And then I go to Waterman's for the dog beach.
Gotcha. Okay. When you go to Incline, do you come up like Mount Rose, or what's the
Typically
typical
Mount
route for you?
Rose if I'm leaving from my house, if I leave from my parents' around sometimes.
Okay. Through
it's like-
Truckee or?
Yeah, it just depends, or if I leave from a friend, it depends on where I'm living from.
Okay. Okay. And you don't remember anything about what Danny was wearing that day? If he was wearing shorts and a tank top, or if he was more bundled up? You said that it was kind of cold.
In the evening, yeah, it got a little bit chillier,
Okay.
but I believe it was pretty warm because I was hanging out on the beach for
Okay.
a while.
Okay. Did you have your dog with you or anything like that? No. Okay.
He doesn't travel.
He doesn't travel well? No, okay. Have you talked to anybody about that trip?
No, not really. I called my sister on my drive home, and I was like, I had fun, like good partying and
Yeah.
hanging out. But that's about all I can really remember.
Okay. And you guys drank in the hotel, or you went to a bar?
We went to a few bars in
A few
Elko.
bars.
Mhm.
Okay. And when you went to the hotel, that was in your vehicle, and Danny's truck was stayed in Crescent Valley?
No, he drove from the hotel to the bars.
Okay. So both of your vehicles were in the hotel, because that's where you met him first? Okay. Have you ever been to Aaron's parents' house?
One time.
Okay. So referring to Homewood being the area where their home is. Did you go to the area where their home was during that trip?
No, I was in Tahoe City area.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start out with, here's obviously Tahoe. So here's Interstate 80. So you guys came down 80, and then so I'm asking if you came down 267, and you can use the computer if you like, but into Kings Beach, or if you came down 89 directly into Tahoe City.
Directly into Tahoe City.
Okay, and then what I might do is just take some cell phone pictures of where we're pointing at, but my phone's right there. So here's the new roundabout. Here's when you come in. Does that look all familiar?
Yeah.
Okay. So about where did you drop him off? We can zoom in and close some of this. So I think this is Fanny Bridge right here. So you typed in Fat Cat.
Yeah, because I
Okay.
walked past it
You
while
remember
I was
that?
going to the boutiques. I want to say maybe up here some. I'm not exactly sure, but the general vicinity, because
So you dropped him off and picked him up in about the same location?
Yeah, it was above where the shops are.
Okay.
I don't have.
Did your car stay there and you were kind of on foot and you guys met back at the car, or did you drive somewhere to meet him?
I left and I got some fuel and I drove like to the beach and stuff. So
Okay.
my car, I moved a bit.
Okay.
And then I want to say it was kind of after. I don't remember.
So you think
It was
by
after the kind of the boutique
Okay.
areas. I was walking around up there.
Down by the wharf where you can kind of walk down and they have all the boats and all the different restaurants down there.
Or up higher?
So I was up here walking, but I think I picked him up more up here.
Okay.
There wasn't too much by it. Or dropped off and pick up.
is there a reason you didn't text message him or anything when you were waiting for him?
No, he just said to wait. He had to pick up his package, and I said okay.
And did he tell you where you would be picking him up so that you knew,
He
or
just
did
said
you
the same.
imagine where that would be?
He just
the
said
same
around
spot?
the same area.
And that's the same area you dropped him off.
Mm-hmm.
When you guys left Elko, did you guys ever call each other while you guys were both in the car?
While we were both in the car, no sir.
No?
I didn't call him from the car. On my way to Crescent Valley, I did talk to him on the phone. Or to Crescent Valley from the Red Lion.
Okay. And you had license plates on your car,
Correct.
but you don't remember which ones?
I think 95% they're the old ones, because the new ones are relatively new.
Okay. And he didn't have anything with him?
Mm-mm.
Did he have a package when he got back in the car? If he went to pick up a package, did he have that with him when you picked him up?
Not a package, I guess.
What did he have with him?
So my theory is it was pocket-sized.
Have you talked to Danny today?
No.
How about Aaron?
No.
Can I ask who you've talked to today?
Yes. I've used my dad's phone only. He did leave to pick up my younger sister from school and then left to pick up my mom, and he took all the phones with him. So I have not left the house until we came here. I called before we called you, one of you, I think.
Yeah, it was me.
Before we called you, I called my boss on my dad's phone, Dr. McMullen, and left a voicemail to tell him I would not be in the office tomorrow. And then I called my friend Austin because we were gonna hang out tonight at my house, and I told him I was not going to be able to do that, and he said okay.
You didn't communicate with Erin about picking up kids or anything like that?
You guys took my phone. I don't have her cell phone number. I didn't write it down. I have the list if you want to look at that.
Okay.
I didn't have access to a phone. My dad wouldn't let me have access to a computer either.
Okay.
So no, I did not contact anyone else. I did not contact anyone else. And I will not be in contact with anyone else.
So, unfortunately, remember the report that we read in my car?
Mm-hmm.
None of that matches to what you just said.
The which report?
The report that you read in my car?
With my cell phone?
Yep.
I was up at these shops. I got dinner at one of them. I got a pizza. And then I went to one of the beaches in the area, and I went to get gas. I went to get gas up. I had to drive pretty far because I couldn't find gas. And I was worried about it. The gas station past the Safeway in Kings Beach on the...
Did you pay with cash or a credit card?
I paid with cash.
So the digital evidence doesn't support what you're saying, unfortunately.
I had my phone the whole time. I didn't talk to anyone else.
So you may have had your phone the whole time, but it also shows that you were farther down Highway 89, and it also shows that it was basically off from say like 8 o'clock on. So it was either powered off or you literally had zero communication, meaning no data, no text messages, nothing.
I didn't, I know I looked at the report with you. I mean, I saw dots around the lake, but I can show you which beach I went to.
Okay, and I don't doubt that you went to the beach. We talked about this before you came in here, that if it isn't the whole truth, it is not going to help you.
I understand that.
And so I feel that I drove all the way here to hear something that's untrue.
I think this is the beach I was at.
What's it called?
William Kent Beach.
Did you take any pictures of the lake or anything while you were there? But you had your phone with you the whole time?
I had my phone with me the whole time. I didn't call Dan from my car when he was in the car with me. We went down through Truckee.
Does Aaron know that you went to Tahoe?
Uh-uh.
Did Dan say don't say anything?
Mm-mm. He just said not to say anything, that I was in Elko with him because it was going to be a surprise, and I didn't bring anything up that we were in Tahoe.
Does Aaron know that you and Danny stayed in a hotel room together?
But this is the beach I was at. I don't know.
So did you think it was strange that it would take him so long to pick up a package, even if it were a small package that would fit in his pocket?
I guess I don't really know what it entails that he always does.
What are you hinting around? Is it drugs? Is it?
That would be my thought, but I don't know.
We're not police.
Yes, that's what I believe the package was, and that's typically when he says package.
We've been super upfront with you, and if you feel like I'm being cryptic, please let me know, and I'll try to expand. but now's not the time to
Okay.
say pick up the package.
Okay.
A package could be, you know,
That was what I believed it was he was going to pick up cocaine.
Have you ever gone with him before to pick up cocaine?
No.
How would you be familiar that that was the type of package that he would go and pick up?
Because I've heard him say it before, and I know he typically will have it afterwards.
Okay.
have you ever seen him with a gun?
Yes.
When was that?
I've always seen a gun in their cars. I know he's had one on him sometimes. I don't have specific times. And we did go shooting on Sunday this week.
On this weekend that we're talking about,
This
June 5th.
past weekend.
Yeah, but on June
But-
5th, did you see him with a gun?
I did not. I don't always see them, but I don't know. I know they have guns and carry guns. So, I mean, I don't know if he had one on him.
What did Danny tell you after this broke on the news and they were notified of their parents' death?
So I found out, I told the other detectives. One of my friends was there and called me and told me. I was shocked. I thought the dad was out of town still. I thought Gary was out of town. I never really directly asked because he always said, you know, I didn't do that, and I don't believe that he would.
When,
And I know that-
when would the opportunity have arisen for him to say that I didn't do that? How did that come about?
I go over there and have dinner with them. And so when it all at the beginning started, they had originally told me they suspected Cooper, and then they suspected Dan. And so he was like, he just in the house, be like, I wouldn't do that, you know. And I don't know. I've known them long enough where I know what you're coming from and what you're telling me and what you guys have, and I understand. So but I don't know.
Okay. I don't buy that story whatsoever. So I'm not going to be cryptic whatsoever. I'm going to be super honest with you. I think you knew about it when. Hold on. Let me finish first. Okay. And I'm being super honest with you. I think you knew about it when you drove down there. There's no way that you waited 4, 5, 6 hours without any telephone contact with him. No one's going to believe that. In fact, I'm going to talk to our district attorney and have a deep conversation with him about the craziness of this conversation and push for an arrest warrant for you to be arrested for homicide.
Okay.
Hold on. Mark my word. You are in a lot of trouble. This does not make sense. You need to tell us exactly what happened so I can tell the DA that you were reasonable. This is what happened. Maybe you got caught up. Maybe you had some part of it. And you can own up to that. But if you want me to tell the district attorney that's your story, the end of the story is what I just said.
Yes, sir.
It's defying common sense, and it's defying digital evidence that we
And
have.
I understand it's awkward to talk about. I understand it's hard for me to tell you that. I mean, that's the last thing I want to do. You're young. You have a long life ahead of you. And I understand this is a big deal. And like, you're not a career criminal that we normally talk to and go round and round. But that's not believable. 100% not believable.
Okay. I left the Red Lion Motel, called Dan on the way, picked Dan up from Crescent Valley. He didn't have anything on him. We went to Tahoe through Truckee. I dropped him off. I did go to the shops. I did go down here to that beach.
Mm-hmm.
He told me to wait for him. I waited. He
He
told
tell
me
you
to
to wait
wait.
at the beach?
Not at the beach. He told me to wait for him,
Okay.
and that he would meet me back up in that area where I dropped him off, and just to wait. And I waited. I mean, I didn't know this was gonna happen, and I wait. He asked me to wait, and I waited.
So
I-
the part that's hard to believe, and I want to hear what you have to say, but for example, I tell him to do stuff all the time, and he doesn't, and then he calls me, vice versa. Like, that's how people work together. You know, I don't just tell somebody, hey, meet me at Sparks PD, and not give a time frame, right? Like, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make
He
sense.
tell-
He
he-
told me to wait for him. I just
Okay,
waited.
if he told me, he's my boss. If he told me to wait 4 hours, after about 15 minutes, I'd probably text him and say, what's up?
If he didn't have, I didn't have his phone.
Is that weird to you that he didn't have his phone?
Probably I take my phone everywhere.
Yeah.
It was the worst day of my life. He took my phone.
And did he have your phone?
No, he did not have my phone.
So
I-
how do you explain your phone? Did you put your phone on airplane mode at some point because your phone stopped accepting information, receiving information during that period of time?
I turned my phone off.
Why would you do that?
Because I turned my phone off while I was waiting.
That's not true.
It is true. I turned it off.
Maybe while you were waiting, you do not turn your phone off at any other time that you've had that telephone.
That's not true.
That is true.
I've turned it off.
You may have turned it off, but what I'm saying is that the data communication always is on your phone.
You don't have to initiate. You got to understand, your apps they communicate,
Correct.
whether you do or not.
I know.
And we're looking at long history.
The
Yeah.
only time that you've turned your phone off for a long period of time is during a homicide where you drove the suspect.
The detective abandons gentle questioning and delivers a blunt ultimatum. Her story defies common sense and digital evidence, and he will push for an arrest warrant unless she tells the truth. This is a classic psychological pressure point. Samantha's initial defiance quickly gives way to visible distress. She asks for a break, then for her father, revealing her regression to a dependent state under threat. The sudden shift from calm narration to requesting parental support shows how the weight of the accusation and the fear of being charged with homicide overwhelms her ability to maintain the facade. It's the emotional low point of the interview, where her need for safety overrides her earlier loyalty.
He didn't have my phone. I had my phone. I did not do anything
Did
to
he tell you to turn your phone off?
No. Yes. He did tell me to turn my phone off.
Okay.
Okay.
Samantha,
I'm sorry. I know. It's,
Hold on.
Samantha,
Let's-
we're not judging you. This is scary, but you have to be honest.
I understand. And I am being honest.
Let's.
I went to
Hold
those
on.
beach.
I don't want to interrupt. Let's start over again.
Yes.
Okay. Let's start from scratch. Let's let everything go.
Can I have a break?
Of course.
Can you get my dad?
Yes. I'll get for it.
You still have water there?
Can I have a refill, please?
Yes.
His name is Mr. Scott. He has on shorts and like a button-up white
Okay.
colored shirt.
Can we see one that we filled up for her? Sam, you gotta be careful not to
I'm telling.
I know you're telling part of the truth, Sam. You don't put yourself in a bad position by telling partial truths, okay? It just makes you look like a liar. When somebody looks at this, they're gonna think you're lying to us.
Okay.
So, okay, if there's things you don't know, don't guess about it. But the things you know,
You also have
You
to
need to
understand
know.
you're trying to tell me my 2 friends of 5 years are manipulating me, but and
I
you
know,
guys are
and
too.
I'm sorry.
So it's a lot.
We're not
That's
trying
not
to,
true.
We're not trying to manipulate
Really?
you.
That's why you're telling my dad more information than you tell me?
Well, I wasn't the one providing information to you. That was another detective. I'm just trying to, I feel like you're in a bad situation, and that I'm hoping that it wasn't any of your will that put you in that situation. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to manipulate you at all. I mean, I want the truth, but we're just asking for the truth. We're telling you a lot of what we know, but it's not everything that we know. And so we need during these interviews, we need to be able to verify the veracity of what somebody is saying. And so, of course, we don't show all of our cards, because if we tell you everything and then you regurgitate it back to us, then that looks bad. But nobody knows what was said or what happened between, during that trip, other than the people that
Hi,
were
Mr.
there.
Scott.
You know?
Let me see.
Close this?
Yeah, we got some water coming, so we got you and water. Oh, here we go. Thanks, sir. All right. So, Is it okay if I talk to both of you guys?
Mhm.
Are you coming with that? Okay. So we have a pretty close version of some of the stuff what happened. Not a lot of it's lining up. So if it's okay with Samantha, we're going to start from scratch and talk about what happened that weekend and hope that it lines back up with some of the digital evidence that we have. Does that sound fair?
Yes.
Okay.
So, okay.
So she requested that you be here.
They told me they were going to arrest me, so.
That's not what I said.
Well, he told me he was going to push that I get arrested.
Yes,
So I
I
would
did
like
say
you to
that.
sit with me.
So, on the weekend that we're talking about,
Can I talk to her alone for a minute? I mean,
this room's recorded.
Can we step outside?
At this
yeah.
point, Sam, and he said that
have
because
you read her rights?
No,
No.
she's not under arrest.
she's not under
No.
arrest.
And she's free to leave.
And here's the thing, the only reason that was said was because she provided us information that was not accurate and correct, well, but you changed your story right in front of us and told us you changed your story. So you can't say one thing and then change it to something else and say that the original version is accurate. We're just asking for the truth and not to withhold things and give us information that we know is inaccurate based on other evidence.
Okay.
Okay?
And you have to understand too, a lot of the questions we ask, I mean, it depends on the case, but
They know the answers already.
we already know the answers. I mean, I would say it's in like the 70 to 80, sometimes 90%. We know. We just want to hear it from you. So,
Well, let's start over. I'm ready.
okay.
Do you want to talk to me first?
I don't know. I just I want to protect her.
Yeah, I
Of
understand.
course. And this is not a typical type of support that we would offer somebody. We're doing this as a courtesy for her because we understand that this is difficult. This is out of respect for you. There's no other reason why we would do that, okay?
Okay.
And you said that you wanted that based on an inconsistency that.
Well, she's clarified that, and so we're like, okay, you told us version A, it changed it slightly to version B. Now we want to go back from the beginning and let's take out the misinformation.
Inconsistency.
So we're giving her a chance to start from the beginning and give us.
And what
Yeah.
was?
I think we'll just start with. Let's start fresh if you're okay with that.
Okay.
Do you agree to that?
Yeah.
Okay. So before the weekend, let's even back up a little bit further. Did you and Danny talk about you going to Elko?
Yes.
Okay. And what was that about?
He told me he wanted to buy a truck for Erin.
Okay.
Because she has the Dodge. It hauls better. It's not as comfortable to ride in. They were thinking about getting a Ford, and he wanted to surprise her. He asked if I wanted to go with him, and I said yes.
Okay. Was Danny working or?
From what I know, yes.
Okay. And so you drove up on Friday. Do you remember about what time?
I had an appointment that Friday. I don't remember the exact time. I want to say it was either noon or 2 it started, because I believe it's every other hour she
Okay.
starts. And then it was about an hour and a half long, and then I went up there.
Okay. And what did you do when you got to? Did you drive straight to Elko?
Yes.
And what did you do when you got to Elko?
Dan left me a key at the front desk. I got the key and went into the room.
Okay. And then what?
And then I called him, maybe texted, I don't remember. I told him I was there. He said he was just finishing a drink with his friends.
Okay.
And then he came and met me in the room.
In the room?
Yes.
Okay. And then what happened?
And then he was on the phone, back and forth, about if they were going to meet up and where they were going to meet up, but then they had to go home or be dropped off at home, something. And then we chatted in the hotel for a while, because like I said, I had just broken up with someone and he wanted to hear the whole story. And
Okay.
then we went to, in his truck, we went to a few bars in what I assume is like the main street or downtown Elko, I'm not sure.
Okay.
It was like a row of them.
And what happened when you guys were down at the bars?
We went back to the hotel.
Okay. And then you guys go to sleep.
Mhm.
Okay, and what happens when you wake up?
So it was a suite. I stayed in the room and he stayed out on the couch. And then he was gone when I woke up.
Okay.
And he told me to call him in the morning or when I got up. And I called him. He told me when to come pick him up. And then I went
And that's
to him.
in Crescent Valley?
Correct.
Okay. And
And I made a stop before Crescent Valley at like Walgreens or CVS or something.
okay. When you guys talked on the phone, you guys obviously changed plans from truck shopping to what?
Correct. So I was headed over to his place to go truck. Well, he was supposed to come back. He didn't come back. So he said, "Do you want to help me pick something up?" The package is what he says.
Okay.
And you know what I think. And I was like, okay, sure. Because what else am I supposed to do? And I'll go all day. And I had the room for a second night. And so I was like, okay. And so then he's like, we're going to Tahoe. And I said, okay.
Okay. And so I think last time you said you drove your car. Is that still right?
Yes.
Okay. And I already forgot. You said the old plates?
Yes.
Okay. So you think it had the old license plates on it before Beasting?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you drove to Tahoe.
Correct.
And we looked at a map, and you think you're pretty confident we went 89 and not 267, so through Truckee
Through Truckee.
into Tahoe City.
Correct.
And then what happened when you guys got to Tahoe City?
I dropped Dan off.
About where?
I buy the shops, and then I went and looked, and I got gas right after. So I dropped him off, and I got gas.
In the shops, you identified one business, you said by Fat Cats.
So I remember because I was walking past, and I just remember Fat Cat because
So
it lives right
somewhere
there.
near there?
Somewhere around that area.
So before you dropped him off,
Mhm.
did he tell you what time to turn your phone off?
No.
Did he just said randomly turn your phone off?
No, he had asked me to turn it off earlier.
And did you?
I thought I did, but I did not.
And did you realize that your phone was on, or how'd that work out?
Yeah, I realized it was on when I was looking through my glove box.
Okay. So he just takes off on foot.
Mhm.
He tells you to turn your phone off.
Mhm.
And then about how long was your phone on before you realized?
I don't know. I thought I turned it off when we were passing Winnemucca, maybe. So I thought it had been off, but it was not.
Which way did Danny leave from before you dropped him off?
So I was driving.
So if you're looking at the lake, did he go to the right, like towards the Y, or did he go to the left?
I went to the right.
To the right.
If I'm looking at the lake.
And do you remember what he was wearing?
I'm sorry, I don't. I don't think it was shorts because I don't ever really see him wear shorts. But I don't remember what he was wearing.
Okay. And then where did he tell you to wait?
At the same area I dropped off in. He just told me to kind of check.
So that's the shops area? Or was it William Kent Beach?
No, I went to William Kent Beach to hang out. And I went then to the shops, and I went back and had dinner at William Kent Beach just because it's easier to park at than.
Where did you eat at?
I've not been there. Can we look at the map?
Yeah.
Scroll, please.
Yeah. Let me go get the password real quick. I'll take it.
You okay? Thank you for being truthful. Everything that you're saying at this point right now is lining up.
Do you know where the?
It's a good question. I see the lake.
Where Shore Market's right up above Kent, isn't it?
Yeah,
Good sandwiches.
but they really redid that place.
Oh, did they? When? This summer?
No, maybe 3 summers ago. I remember stopping in there and it was in pretty poor condition. And then next year it was.
So I believe this is where that bath shop was that I told you. This was closed when I was there.
So Tahoe.
It's not where I went.
You can drop into Street View too if you want.
They were closed.
So you're talking about near the Pioneer Cocktail Club?
Yes, but that's not where I ate either.
What kind of food did you eat? Do you remember?
It was a pizza. I think it might have been here.
Rosie's?
Yeah.
They have good pizzas and everything.
They had little tents set up out front.
Yeah, they have like a porch that comes like right down to the road.
Mm-hmm. And it had a tent over it when I was there.
Okay. And then do you remember where you picked him up at?
Relatively that same area that I dropped off at, which was around those shopping areas.
And
Which is why I
were you just
kinda-
there waiting and you saw him walk up and join you, or
Mhm.
did you meet at your car, or?
I saw him and I met him.
And you said that you didn't recall him having anything with him?
No.
Did he, and you said that you were assuming it was a small package, so it wouldn't have been a package that you could see, is that correct? Okay. Did he have anything that he could have carried a package in?
Mm-mm.
Did he have a handbag or anything with him when he was walking, when he left you?
Mm-mm.
Did he have any luggage in your vehicle that he loaded up when you picked him up in his trailer?
I brought water.
Just water?
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I got fuel, I got some water.
When you were walking around, were you wearing a mask when you were walking around in Tahoe?
When I was at the shops, yes. Not at the beach.
Okay. And then how about Danny? Was he wearing a mask when?
I
He
think,
was
yeah,
with you?
I think he had one. Was one of the black ones because I have them in my car.
Okay.
So, I think what I'm understanding, and please correct me if I'm wrong, you are thinking this trip is about picking up cocaine,
Yes.
and that's why he doesn't bring his cell phone,
Yes.
and that's why you shut your phone off,
Yes.
because he's picking up.
He just said he was getting a package. He didn't tell me explicitly anything. I
Okay.
just have always related when he says that to that's what he ends up having.
And then once you pick him up, what happens?
We leave.
Did he say anything?
No, he said he just ready to go back, and I said okay. And he asked me how my day was, and I saved some of the pizza for him, so I gave him some of the pizza.
And where did you go from there?
Back the same way through Truckee.
Okay.
And then where?
I dropped him back off at his trailer, and I went back to the Red Lion.
And you stayed there that night?
Mm-hmm.
So about how many hours of that is driving?
For me driving? I don't know, it takes about 4 hours, I think, from here to get to Elko, and then maybe extra 30 to get to his trailer.
So maybe 9 or 10 hours of driving
Yeah.
to pick up a package?
Yes.
And you said that he's never asked you to go with him to pick up a package, cocaine, in the past?
Not in the past, no.
Okay. And you guys, and that day, you guys were both too hungover to go shopping for a truck?
Well, so
But-
when I called him before I left the Red Lion, he said he was too hungover and he didn't want to, and I was like, okay, sure.
But then
drank a
instead
lot.
of driving close by to look at a truck, what the original plan was, you guys drove 4.5 hours all the way to Tahoe?
So he had, or I guess close by, I didn't think we were looking at a truck when we went to Tahoe.
No, I know, but that was the original plan, and
Yes.
because of how you guys were feeling that day, the next day.
It was the second time we had gone up there to look at a truck, so,
Did you know that Erin was in Tahoe?
yes, actually, I did because she had invited me to go on a boat with her parents.
But Aaron didn't know that you were with Danny?
No, because he told me not to tell her about the truck,
Okay.
which is what, it was the second time and we had gone up there. And then, I mean, we had talked about it after, excuse me, sorry, this, and he was like, we gotta go look at that truck, and then they ended up buying one from Texas anyway.
So after all this kicks off, and you know that, I mean, obviously people are asking, we're asking you about Danny, and if you went there, and not us personally, but when other detectives knocked on your door, unfortunately you were dishonest with them.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because I already knew you guys thought it was Dan, and I really don't believe it's him. And he had said you guys already think he's a drug dealer, so I didn't really want to add that to the resume. So I thought it would just be easier to not.
Okay. And after us showing up this morning and serving a search warrant on your apartment, do you still think the same thing now, or what's your professional opinion of what's going on?
I think, like I told Scott, my professional opinion is it's hard for me to believe that my close friends of 5 years would do something like this, A, and B, manipulate me into being a part of it.
Yeah.
And you guys are trying to tell me that, which is hard for me to believe because I do trust them and I love them and I am close with them. And I think you guys are trying to manipulate me into believing otherwise as well, so I'm kind of in a hard spot of people I know for 5 years and people here, and I mean, not to be overly political, but police are known to lie to people a lot and to try and end up getting what the result you guys want. So I don't know. I don't believe they. In my heart, I don't think they did, but I don't know what to think. So, and knocking on my door and telling me a few things for a few hours ago is a lot to process too.
Yeah, that's pretty heavy. I get it. I mean, it's a handful. So this is certainly not political, and we're not lying to you.
Yeah, but that's, you know what I mean? You have to understand where I'm coming from with that too. I mean,
I understand. We knock on your door, you've never met us before, and you think we're lying to you.
Do you know any cops? Do you hang out with any cops? Okay. Yeah, so I mean, it's a view from the outside of how we do our job. You really don't know, except for probably what you see on TV, which is sensationalized. And we're looking from an outside view on this relationship between Aaron and Danny and you and Aaron's parents and this homicide. And so we're kind of in the same boat on the outside.
You guys asked her what she thought.
Yeah.
I'm honored. I'm just saying I respect that. That's your opinion based on, you never dealt with us, so you don't know how we operate.
And that's fine. You've never dealt with me and you don't know how I operate. And me sitting and waiting for hours and thinking that's okay is just kind of who I am. Like, Aaron asks me to go pick up a horse for her in Wyoming, and I will go pick up a horse for her in Wyoming. Like, it's just how I am. I don't know.
Yeah. And when you tell me that, I believe you. I believe that's how, when you're telling me things that I don't have hard facts that, are contradicted, I feel like I can tell when you're being honest, okay? And so I believe you when you say that.
So,
I don't know.
Well, so from 1,000 feet, that's a little bit hard. I believe your second version, I think, is way more accurate than your first. But, riding with somebody for 4 or 5 hours from one location to another, and him not explaining anything, just saying that he wants to pick up a package. And if that truly, you're right, I don't know you. And if that truly is your personality, that you would. It sounds like you would do a lot for your friends. So that's a great quality, but sometimes it obviously can get you into trouble too. Is there anything that you should tell me about your phone before we download and look inside of it?
I don't believe so. I think
That I
I
should be
already
aware of?
told you at the beginning.
I don't want to be shocked tomorrow.
I think I already told you at the beginning.
What do you mean by flirty?
It's gonna be questionable in your opinion.
We see a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's just, I guess, I don't know.
Like what?
Like he'll send me porn videos,
Okay.
flirting type stuff.
What about like pictures of him?
No.
Pictures of you?
No.
Okay. So that's not that bad
Okay.
from what we normally see. Anything else? Because tomorrow we're going to open your phone up.
Mhm.
And again, like I said, I don't want to be like, dang it.
I think that would be what you would see. That's probably the worst thing on my phone.
Okay. Did Danny ever tell you what to say if we came and knocked on your door?
Mm-mm.
What did you tell Danny after our partners knocked on the door and they left?
Just what they had asked me.
And what did he say?
He said okay, and then when they asked me to come in, I told him, and he told me I didn't have to give a statement originally.
Was he in the apartment with you at that time?
No.
Were you talking with him on the phone?
When?
How did that conversation happen with when they asked to come in and he told you that you didn't have to let them?
Well, no, he afterwards, after I talked to them,
Okay.
he said, because they asked me to come talk to them again, and he said I didn't have to.
This next question, please think carefully before you answer. Did you guys take, or did you or Danny take the license plates off your car?
Off when we drove?
Yeah,
No.
your car.
No, it was my license plates were on my car the whole time. They've been on my car.
Okay.
When you change your license plates from your old license plates to your new ones, who did that?
I did.
And did your vehicle have two license plates before? And does it just had one, a rear plate or a front plate?
Just the rear plate.
Just the rear plate, and now
Just the rear
just
plate.
a rear plate.
It doesn't have the stuff in the front.
It was my car before,
Okay.
and I went with her to change it.
Okay. And I certainly don't want to go backwards in our conversation, but is there any chance that you stayed in Crescent Valley and he went by himself?
No,
100% you drove him there.
I was there.
Okay.
Danny's cell phone, he mentioned to us that after the homicide, you got him another cell phone.
Hmm.
Can you tell us about that?
He asked me to get him another one because you guys had his. And he told me he told the lawyer, and the lawyer told you guys about it when I got it for him, just because he wanted a phone to use. And he told me he would pay for my cell phone bill if I added him to it. I said, cool.
And so you added a second line to your plan, and he's been paying that bill?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
What do you think?
Bad judgment?
Have you, other than Danny, have you talked to anybody about this since the homicide?
No. I mean, like, I've been there when Aaron and Dan have talked about, like, how her mom's doing, and, like, Adrian and that type of stuff, but, I mean, I talked to my mom about it.
Okay. And nobody's given you advice on, other than Danny saying that you don't have to let them in? Has Danny given you, or anyone given you any advice about
He
what
didn't
to
tell
say
me I
to us?
didn't have to let them in. I didn't let them in my house because I don't want people in my house. My parents are not invited typically into my home, so which is why I didn't let them come in, and I did talk to them.
Okay.
He just said when they called me and asked me to meet them again,
Okay.
I didn't have to.
And at that time when they came to talk to you, Mr. Spohr the victim of homicide, his vehicle was at your apartment complex?
Yes.
And you had been driving that vehicle?
So my car got hit a couple of times in the parking lots at my office, and so it was getting worked on, and so I took their Subaru for a while originally, and then...
Is that the blue Subaru?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then they took the Subaru back because they had a new nanny for kids, so the nanny used it.
Okay.
And they told me I could take that one in the meantime. And then Matt came, their cousin, to sell it, and so I dropped it off, and it was like the last couple of days before my car was ready, so I was on my bike after that.
What shop was your car having body work done?
Lithia.
Lithia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it was in there for how long of a period of time?
It would be on and off. My friend works for them, so he would come pick it up and work on it for a bit and bring it back. And then it was almost a full week when it got the tailgate replaced.
Okay, and that was the time you were driving Gary's Audi.
Car, yeah. I think I drove it maybe 2 weeks between.
Okay. Did you have any reservations about driving?
Yeah, mostly.
In light of
Yeah.
knowing that Danny had been accused, and now they have the murdered person's car and they're giving it to you as a vehicle to drive?
My hesitation was that it's just a really nice car. It's, a lot nicer than I'm used to.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they let me borrow their trucks if I need them.
Okay.
If I take her kids to school, I'll use her car.
Okay.
I've used her car a bit. So it's not weird that we kind of play car relay sometimes.
Okay.
It's just that one was just nicer than I'm used to.
Okay.
The focus turns to a deeply symbolic detail. Samantha had been driving the vehicle belonging to Gary, one of the murder victims, while her own car was in the shop. The detective frames it bluntly. She was using a dead man's car at a time when Danny was already a suspect. Samantha's response is psychologically telling. She minimizes the significance. This moment reveals a form of cognitive dissonance. She is entangled in the aftermath of the crime, yet continues to normalize her involvement. Her refusal to see the car as anything other than a loaned vehicle underscores how deeply she is integrated into the couple's world, blurring the lines between friendship, complicity, and self-deception.
And the bike in my house is my dad's bike.
Okay.
They asked me about that.
I don't know why.
The last detectives asked me if I had Gary's bike.
Because it's a nice bike and I built it, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anything else about that trip that is coming to mind that you think would be important for us to know? Okay. And nothing via phone records, this other phone that Danny had, he's the only one that uses that phone. That was never your phone.
Mm-mm.
It was just him using it.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have another phone, just the main phone that we took today.
No, but am I going to get that back, or can I go get a new phone?
At some point, you're going to get it back, but because we seized it via a search warrant, the court has to approve the release of it before we can return the phone.
So I can go get a new one though, or?
Oh, I wouldn't expect you to be without a phone, and I'm sorry that we're going to have yours for a period of time and that you won't have access to it, but yeah, I would, as much as I would like to not need a phone, yeah, I understand you need a phone, so. Have you had any conversations with Erin about any of this? No. Has she, she lost her dad, she almost lost her mom. Does she cry on your shoulder about stuff like that? Or is your relationship different than that?
She'll share frustrations of stuff that's going on with her mom. But I try not to. I feel like that's what she deals with all day, so
yeah.
I don't want to add to it.
Okay.
Mostly talk horses.
Okay. You said that you have seen Danny with guns, you've seen Erin with guns, so when he's driving around. You said he'll have a gun sometimes?
I've seen like it in the console of the car, not so much in Erin's car. I've never seen it.
Okay.
I don't know if she does have one in it or doesn't, but not that I knowingly can remember seeing.
In the console of what car?
In the truck most recently,
Okay.
a couple weeks ago.
The
white truck.
The white truck that he has now. You've seen a gun in the console of that truck. What type of gun?
I don't know, small.
Okay.
I literally held my first gun on Sunday, so I don't know.
And you shot that? Is that the gun that you shot that he took you out to shoot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It was a different. What type of firearms did you guys shoot when he took you out to shoot?
A handgun. It was heavier. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know the size.
Okay.
Someone picked up the shells though.
Okay.
So
it was what we call semi-auto, where when you shoot, the bullet casing ejects, and then he picks those up off the ground. Not like a revolver where you have to open it up and empty the shells out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where did you guys go to shoot?
by the dump in Carson City.
Okay, is that a place where people go to shoot?
It's a shooting range.
A
yeah.
shooting range, okay.
Mhm.
Okay, like an indoor or an
Outdoor.
Outdoor shooting range. Are there like attendants there and you have to pay a fee and you go
There
up to
was
a line and?
one attendant, but we didn't pay him. He was just kind of supervising, and they have like a long range and then
Okay.
the short one.
Okay.
We went to the short one, and there was like, you had to do a $5, and Dan did the envelope and put cash in.
Okay. And was it just you and Danny, or you, Danny, and Aaron? Who went with you?
Just Dan and I.
Okay. Do you guys do stuff, just the two of you together, quite a bit?
Not too often, but sometimes.
Okay. And you and Aaron do stuff together, just the two of you? You
Quite a
guys
bit.
are, would you describe, the three of you are just kind of best friends, all three of you?
I mean, I'm close with Aaron, and then Dan is just there and always, not always, but sometimes fun.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So getting back to that cell phone data that you saw, the path that went, obviously the trip that you described to us, but then your phone also shows that it goes up to Homewood, to the scene of the homicide. And you said that you had your phone and that you did not go up there.
I went to that beach, and then there's a path off that beach.
Is that beach towards their house?
I think so.
Okay,
yeah.
so that's probably what that was your trip up to the beach.
Because I drove, because there's the parking where the boutiques are.
Mm-hmm.
I was just concerned because you can't park in the boutique area if you're not in them, and I didn't want to get my car towed, and then I didn't know what street parking,
Right.
And then that little beach is just really small.
Right.
And so I drove up, and there's that other beach.
So you drove from Tahoe City, if you're facing the lake, to the right, the same direction that Nanny walked.
Mhm.
You made a left at the Y, towards like
around to
Sunnyside,
around the lake.
Around the lake.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's
what
like a
up?
boat place,
Yeah.
and there's that walking path.
Okay. Okay. And you parked. Where did you park?
By
There?
the park, the beach.
Okay. Okay. And then you didn't see Nanny at all in that area while you were there. You just hung out at the beach, and you just sat at the beach and enjoyed the lake. And when you were done, you got back in the car and went back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you go any further up the lake?
Yes, to the gas station,
The further towards
Kings Beach.
the opposite direction, towards
Oh.
Kings Beach.
The opposite?
Yeah.
I just a bit maybe down the walking path there, because there's the park and the path.
Okay.
And I would drive back up to the boutiques and then back to the beach and
Okay.
walk down a bit. And
So you're at the area where you dropped Danny off. If this were the lake, and let's say this is the Y that goes towards where the sport home is, right? Goes around the lake, and then this way would go towards Tahoe, and up here is Tahoe City, right? And then Kings Beach is further up. So you're at the shops, you drop off Danny, he heads this way, you go into some shops, you said that you got gas. Tell me, like, which direction did you go, and kind of in what order?
I think I started that way to get the wrong way to get gas. Or maybe I can't remember which way I started, because getting fuel was the first thing I needed
Okay.
to do.
Okay. So after you dropped him off, you didn't get out and go to the shops. You went to get fuel first.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I couldn't, I remember thinking, I'm like, man, I don't know where a gas station is up here.
Okay.
And then I think in Kings Beach, instead of going to that gas station I went up a little bit and to try and find one, and I didn't find one.
Okay. And then, but at some point, the beach that you're talking about, for sure, you went the opposite direction, like you're going back towards Truckee, and made a left around the lake and went to that beach over towards Homewood, where
I know I went to that beach over there.
Okay.
Because it's a public state park. They have a little volleyball court right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's helpful.
And I think it's near that, like I said, I think there's a boat place across the street somewhere around there.
Okay. And then you kept your phone off until what point? What made you turn your phone back on?
When I headed they had a jacuzzi tub, so I took a jacuzzi tub bath and watched a movie.
At the hotel?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. And that's when you turned your phone back on, you watched a movie on your phone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that was the first time you used your phone before you headed back?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. And again, you dropped Danny off because he had work, and then you went straight back to the hotel,
Mm-hmm.
and then stayed the night, watched a movie, and then the next day, what happened?
I slept, I took a bath, and then I came home.
And how did you drive home?
I-80.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
Did you know Danny's status, if he was traveling at that time, or was there any communication with him?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Did he say when he was going home, or?
I thought he was going to stay a couple more days.
Okay.
So I didn't really know, because from what I know his shoulder maybe was injured still,
Okay.
or already, and he had to go to work to like check in and do stuff.
Okay. When was the next time you went out to Aaron and Danny's?
The following day, maybe.
So the day after you got home,
Uh-huh.
the following day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what was that trip about?
Check on horses, and I checked on her because I see how she was feeling,
Okay.
and then I left.
And so you knew at that point what had happened. When did you first find out?
On my drive home from Elko.
And how did you find out?
One of the girls we ride horses with, Abby, she called me and told me.
What did Abby say to you?
That she was just finishing up a lesson or something, and that they came and told her, or told Aaron, and so she was trying to help with Grayson, and then Dan got there or something.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let me check in real quick with Detective Martin to see if there's any. Oh, here it is.
Thought of a couple more things. The whole drive, did you guys pay cash, or did you ever use a credit card?
I don't believe I used a credit card.
So you guys had to fill up once, or
Mhm.
no, twice? I don't know what kind of mileage you get.
Just once, Kings Beach.
Okay. And then, I'm not a very good financial investigator, so I already forgot what you said. This morning you were talking about
The horse
yeah,
trailer.
it's all on Venmo or something, so that's all. So
So-
what's the?
What you'll see, when you told me, so she sold one of her horse trailers, and the people had USAA, which I have USAA, so they transferred the funds to me so they could take the trailer home. They transferred a couple of different times out of both their accounts. They got husband and wife.
Okay.
One from each account?
Yeah, because there's a limit. And so they transferred.
$1,000 a day on Zelly.
So they transferred it to me,
How
and then
much?
the next day, I don't have my phone. I know the limit from both accounts twice, so maybe 4,000,
Okay.
and then I Venmoed it to her, to Erin, when I had it.
I got it. Okay.
So 4,000 total,
Yeah,
approximately.
Mhm.
Okay.
and then yeah,
Okay. What do you think?
It doesn't really matter what I think, I guess.
Oh, it does.
What do you think about what?
What's going on? Like, how do you feel? What do you think?
I mean, I'm still, I guess, feeling the same way as I said earlier about what you tell me and what I know and what I think, and I don't know. I still think, I mean, these are people I've known for a long time, and I don't see it. But what you're telling me, you know, I don't.
Samantha Scott pleaded guilty in February 2025 to being an accessory after the fact to the murder of Gary Spoor and attempted murder of Wendy Wood. She agreed to testify against Dan Serafini, her former employer and lover, in exchange for the reduced charge. On March 16, 2026, a Placer County judge sentenced Scott to 2 years probation with no jail time. Serafini, a former first-round MLB draft pick, was convicted in July 2025 of first-degree murder, attempted murder, and burglary, and was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.